The new space race. Everything you need to know before investing in Rocket Lab, RKLB. For decades, space was the playground of superpowers and government agencies like NASA. Then came the era of the billionaire space race, dominated by Elon Musk's SpaceX. But while SpaceX captures the headlines with its massive Starship, a quiet titan has been rising in the background, becoming the undisputed number 2 in the global launch market, Rocket Lab, ticker RKLB. If you are looking to invest in the future of the orbital economy, Rocket Lab is the most significant publicly traded space company today. But before you buy, you need to understand that this isn't just a rocket company. It is a vertically integrated space powerhouse. Here is the 1,300-word deep dive into everything you need to know about Rocket Lab. The 1,300-word deep dive into everything you need to know about Rocket Lab. The origin: small launch, big ambition. Founded by Peter Beck in New Zealand, Rocket Lab started with a simple but revolutionary idea. Instead of building massive, expensive rockets to carry dozens of satellites at once, why not build a small, agile rocket to give customers a dedicated ride to space? This led to the creation of Electron, a small lift launch vehicle that is now the second most frequently launched U.S. rocket, trailing only SpaceX's Falcon 9. Electron is unique because it uses 3D printed engines and electric pump-fed cycles, making it cheaper and faster to produce than traditional rockets. The shift to space systems. If you only look at Rocket Lab as a launch company, you are missing 70% of the story. Peter Beck realized early on that launching rockets is a low-margin, high-risk business. The real money in space isn't just getting there, it's what you do once you arrive. Today, Rocket Lab is divided into 2 main segments: launch services, sending satellites into orbit via Electron; space systems, designing and building the satellites themselves, as well as the components that go inside them: solar panels, reaction wheels, star trackers, and flight software. In fact, the space systems division now often generates more revenue than the launch division. Rocket Lab has acquired several high-end aerospace component companies, allowing them to build an entire satellite from scratch in-house. This vertical integration is their biggest competitive moat. They aren't just the bus driver. They build the bus, the engine, and the seats. The Neutron game changer. While Electron made Rocket Lab famous, it is limited to small satellites. To truly compete for the massive government and constellation contracts, the company is building Neutron. Neutron is a medium-lift, reusable rocket designed to launch the mega constellations of the future. Think of it as Rocket Lab's answer to the Falcon 9. Unique design. It features a hungry hippo fairing that opens to release the satellite and then closes before the rocket returns to Earth. Carbon fiber. Unlike most rockets made of aluminum or stainless steel, Neutron is built from advanced carbon fiber composites, making it incredibly light and strong. Archimedes engine, a new, highly reliable engine designed specifically for rapid reusability. Neutron is expected to have its first hot-fire tests and potential debut in late 2025 or 2026. For investors, Neutron represents the leap from being a niche player to a prime contractor capable of launching humans and massive national security assets. The competitive landscape: Rocket Lab versus SpaceX. The elephant in the room is SpaceX. It is impossible to talk about RKLB without mentioning Elon Musk. SpaceX is currently the dominant force, but the world, specifically the U.S. Department of Defense and commercial satellite operators, desperately wants a second source. No one wants a monopoly. If SpaceX has a technical failure that grounds their fleet, the entire U.S. space capability stops. Rocket Lab is positioned as the reliable alternative. While SpaceX focuses on Mars and beyond, Rocket Lab is focused on Earth's orbit and the balance sheet. They are winning contracts precisely because they are the only other company besides SpaceX that actually launches successfully on a consistent monthly basis. Financials: the path to profitability. As of early 2026, Rocket Lab is in a classic growth phase. They are generating hundreds of millions in revenue, but they have been spending heavily on the research and development, R&D, for Neutron. Revenue growth. Revenue has been climbing steadily as they scale their satellite component business. Backlog. The company has a multi-billion-dollar backlog of orders. This means they already have the contract signed. They just need to execute the launches and deliveries. Margins. Their space systems division has higher profit margins than launch. As this segment grows, it will help the company reach overall profitability. Investors should watch for the inflection point, the moment Neutron starts flying. That is when the high R&D costs drop and the high revenue launches begin, potentially leading to a massive surge in cash flow. The bull case. Why invest? Execution history. Unlike many SPAC space companies that went bust, Rocket Lab actually delivers. They have dozens of successful missions and have deployed over 190 satellites. Vertical integration. By building both the rocket and the satellite, they capture profit at every step of the journey. National security. The U.S. Space Force has become a major customer. Defense contracts are sticky and provide a stable floor for the business. The infrastructure play. As the world becomes more dependent on satellite internet, GPS, and Earth imaging, Rocket Lab provides the essential infrastructure to make that happen. The 7. The bear case. What are the risks? Launch failure. Space is hard. A single high-profile explosion can ground a rocket for months and cause the stock to plummet. Neutron delays. Much of the stock's future value is baked into the success of Neutron. If the development hits a major snag or a multi-year delay, the bull thesis weakens. Capital intensity. Building rockets is incredibly expensive. If the company runs low on cash before Neutron becomes profitable, they may need to issue more shares, diluting existing investors. SpaceX competition. If SpaceX significantly lowers their prices even further, it could squeeze Rocket Lab's margins. The 8. Key milestones to watch in 2026. If you decide to invest, keep your eyes on these 3 specific events. Neutron hot fire tests. Successful testing of the Archimedes engine is the biggest technical hurdle for the company. SDA, Space Development Agency contracts. Watch for news of Rocket Lab winning prime contracts, where they build the entire satellite constellation for the military. Launch cadence. Is Electron launching every 2 weeks? A higher tempo means higher revenue and better operational efficiency. The 9. The psychology of the space investor. To echo the themes of the psychology of money, investing in space requires a specific temperament. It is a long-duration investment. You aren't buying a company for what it will do next month. You are buying it for what the orbital economy will look like in 2030. Rocket Lab is a high beta stock. It will swing wildly based on news. If you can't handle a 15% drop because of a delayed launch, this sector might not be for you. But if you believe that space is the next great economic frontier, comparable to the internet in the 90s, then Rocket Lab is one of the most credible ways to own a piece of that frontier. Conclusion. Is Rocket Lab right for you? Rocket Lab is the rare space company that has moved past the startup phase and into the industrial phase. They have proven they can build rockets, proven they can build satellites, and proven they can win the trust of the most demanding customers in the world, like NASA and the Department of Defense. It is a bet on Peter Beck's leadership and the company's ability to scale. If they successfully launch Neutron and continue to dominate the satellite component market, they will no longer be SpaceX's little brother. They will be a global aerospace titan. As with any investment in a high-growth, high-tech field, position sizing is key. Rocket Lab is a marathon stock. Don't let the short-term volatility distract you from the fact that they are building the gateway to the stars.